I know I'm wearing a Severin shirt, but today we're going to dive in to the 1982 Vinegar Syndrome release of Liquid Assets. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm Jason from Barefoot. This is Squeaky Clean Adult Films, where we painstakingly make these so you can show your whole family. Once they're done, I stand in the front and I stand in the back and talk to you about it. I try not to be too annoying. The producers, Mel Brooks. It was kind of a spoof on an entire genre, not a spoof on a movie. Well, this here picture is a spoof on that spoof. At least that's what every single article and review about Liquid Assets will tell you. I made a joke that I'm going to do this whole talking head without saying the word producers, and I already blew it. Okay, so quick plot point. Mr. Cashbox has to lose some money, so they're going to bomb a play as a tax write-off. Sound like anything you've heard of before? Now this is a Roberta Findlay film. She gets the presenter credit, although she directed under a different name. However, on the commentary on Vinegar Syndrome, she says that she barely directed this. Walter Sear did, who's not on the credits at all, but he is on IMDb. He's the co-director, two directors. One is the queen of independent cinema, and one is a guy that I'd never heard of, but she says he gets all the credit. But Walter, producer, composer, he has 3 directing credits, a bunch of producer credits, a bunch of composer credits. He scored almost all the films he produced, which Roberta directed a few. Prime Evil, The Lurkers, Oracle, Blood Sisters, all scored and produced by Walter Sear. Roberta directed 2 of those, The Oracle and Blood Sisters. I still haven't seen Blood Sisters yet. Last time we talked about Roberta, I went on a whole tangent about Blood Sisters. R. Alan Leider wrote this, co-wrote it with Roberta. Look at his writing credits. Almost every single thing he wrote was directed by Roberta Findlay or Henri Pichard. He wrote The Oracle that Walter produced and scored, and Roberta directed. This picture was 83 minutes long. We got it down to 19. This picture was XXX before I started. I got it down to G, the squeakiest it could possibly be. Boy, does this picture have a theme song. You'll hear it a couple times. Listen to it on the end credits. It literally tells you every step of the movie. Might as well say, interior day, actors acting. And speaking of actors acting, I got a 2-page script for you today. It's a who's who of 1982. And we're going to talk about all those actors after the film. It's rated G.
Please try to understand, Plotsy. I hate to leave you. I love the farm and Trottsville, but I have to go. You see, out there is fame, fortune, and success. I'm going to be a famous actress on Broadway. Maybe a celebrity, and maybe even go to Hollywood and do a film or something. I have oodles of talent. My high school English teacher even told me so after the senior play. She said, Susie, you should be on a stage. I wonder what she meant when she said that one was leaving in 10 minutes. Besides, Flossie, Daddy needs the money I'm going to make to save the farm. But don't you worry none, because I already have a job, practically. See? Actress wanted. Famous theatrical producer seeks young girl for starring role in major stage production. No experience necessary. Well, this is goodbye. So you be good. Keep your hay clean.
Oh, bitter fate. Our funds have petered out, and the wolf is at the door. Is there no justice for the arts?
Justice overdue rent bill.
Liquid assets. Liquid assets. Liquid assets.
something quick. Are you sure that brother-in-law of yours, that lawyer, what's his name?
Phil Potts.
Yes, him. Hasn't he found some rich investor? Someone who can invest lots of cash in your play?
No, not yet.
Liquid assets. Liquid assets. Liquid assets.
The first true and authentic dramatic rendering of the intimate lives of the Tsar and his family in the last dark days of the Revolution.
Liquid assets will get you someday. If you don't hide them, you'll have to pay.
Ah, the dear sweet Tsar and his darling innocent family. Why, the pathos alone is worth a Drama Critics Award.
Liquid assets.
A work of monumental dramatic importance. What's Tolstoy's craft is shame.
Tolstoy didn't have to steal soup from the men's room at McDonald's.
Enemy used her to catch a rich backer.
Yes, I placed an ad in all the trade papers.
That's a brilliant idea, my dear. Imagine an ad, an ingenue, fresh blood for the theater, long flowing hair over her firm white shoulder, lips soft and red. Oh, the theater will come alive with her magnificent performance.
Now, Miss Leider, please get this letter very accurately. Ready? Okay, we commence. Dear Mr. Cashbox, in reviewing your tax case with the highest legal references,
Hello? My name is Susie, and I came all the way from Charlottesville just to get a part in your great epic Peace and War.
My dear child, welcome to New York and the theater. My name is Stanislavski, and this is my assistant, Bessie.
Hi. You just kissed your own hand.
I know. Now, the first thing you must do is get yourself a good theatrical lawyer. I just happen to have the card of the most eminent theatrical lawyer in the world, Cyrus P. Philpotts. See him as soon as you can.
Stan, why don't we have Bessie read for the part of Anastasia, the Tsar's favorite daughter? And if you like, I'll read the part of the Tsarina.
That's a marvelous idea. You see, Susie, my play takes place in Russia in the last dark days of the Great War. Russia has been bled white. You must read this part with great pathos and deep feeling. Start on page 506.
Mama Tsarina, now that the Hun has forced us into the miserable peace treaty of
Brest-Litovsk. Oh, never mind, my dear. No matter. Go on.
The Mensheviks have sold us down the river. I think the blue are best, you miserable wretch.
But Mama Tsarina, he told me that I could not be saved unless I had...
Go on.
Anastasia, I fell for that same stupid line. But you were supposed to be smarter. Didn't we have you instructed on how to read and write?
Yes, but the mystic monk Rasputin has instructed me in other subjects, too.
No, no, no. How can you take such perfect prose and turn my exquisite words into such banalities? You must understand the deeper significance. And you move like a plow horse. Here, let me show you as you read the words.
Hey, don't worry about it. He said he'd be here at 9 o'clock. He'll be here at 9 o'clock. I bet you can set your watch by this guy.
Excuse me, sir. Your table is now ready. I'm sorry for the delay, but this is one of the busiest nights of the year for us. Please follow me.
Ah, my savior at last.
Sit. Mr. Cashbox, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Rufus P. Quinn. Tax, loophole expert par excellence deluxe. Genius of the floating decimal. Master of the multiple ledger. Hero of the hidden account. I want you to know that after long and tedious, painstaking hours of deep, diligent research into your very own personal financial problem, Taximus Maximus, that's what we call it, Mr. Quinn has shown his exceptional skill and has dug deep into the dung heap that make up this national tax. And he has discovered a loophole solution, which is so brilliant, so marvelous. Quite frankly, I think he surprised even himself, haven't you?
Wait a minute, Taximus Maximus, what's that?
What's he talking about?
That's a technical term, Mr. Cashbox.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Miss Slim Tits. I'm helping her get started in the theater business.
This is Susie. First, I need not tell you, Mr. Cashbox, that loopholes of this type that you require do not grow on trees. However, I think I did find one. And since Phil Potts here tells me that money is no object, I was saving it for a rainy day, but it does look a little cloudy.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just trade umbrellas?
This loophole is a theatrical tax shelter, which is calculated to bring in the lowest diminishing returns possible in the shortest fiscal period. Yes. The bottom line is that you will practically go broke overnight.
That's good.
Quite so. Now, let me elaborate on this histrionic adventure. You've heard of Stanislavski, the theatrical director? Well, he operates this off-Broadway playhouse called the Theater Hysterium. It's way off Broadway. In fact, it's the perfect location for what we need. It's cozy, intimate, damp, that special atmosphere that we're looking for. Early dungeon.
Yeah.
Slavsky is also the writer of the play you want to produce. Sure to be the biggest theatrical disaster in a decade, which will bring you the largest tax write-off in the annals of Taxicus Historius, Chapter 11. Get the picture?
Okay. All right, let me get this straight now. I produced this ridiculous play in a dilapidated theater. It bombed.
A most accurate summation of the plan, Mr. Cashbox. My learned colleague and myself will further ensure the demise of this literary blight that will enhance you from your financial entanglements. It is a true coup de jour.
Hey, wait a minute. What makes you guys so sure this is going to work?
Tootsie Lamar.
Oh, how stupid of me. Of course. What's a Tootsie Lamar?
The worst actress in the business. In fact, she's the worst actress in the world. The worst actress to walk the boards in this country. The worst actress since Mata Hari.
Say no more. I got the picture. Broad sounds horrendous. I love her already. Just tell me one thing. Where'd you find such a totally inept, repulsive performer?
Wasn't hard. She's my sister. So, meet me at my office tomorrow, and we can divert the fundus monetarium and sign the required documentary legalium.
Yeah. I'll bring the bread and sign the papers. Just don't worry. Okay.
Very, very good. Rubber stamp. Here we go.
That ought to do it. You know, Quim's loophole worked out to a T for us. I gotta hand it to you, really. The guy's a genius.
I knew it would.
But he's weird, you know what I mean?
What's so weird about my brother Quim? Him and I are like two peas in a pot. And honey, there ain't nothing strange about me.
You must be Quim's sister.
Yeah.
Casting has become an instinct with me, Bessie. I can cast in my sleep. For example, name any character in Peace and War.
Rasputin the Mad Monk.
Excellent choice. Rasputin. Let me think.
That's a real shitty shame, I tell you.
Let me take you home. I'll be better.
Quiet, everyone. Quiet. Quiet. Good. Now let's begin. We'll take it from the Tsar's speech. Places, everyone.
Italian sun has risen on dark days. The peasants are rumbling.
So that borscht. I rumble too. But here are some of your loyal peasant subjects to report on how your people really feel.
Come to me. Fear me not. I am your Tsar. This, your Tsarina. And this is our favorite daughter, the Tsareshna. I consider all of my loyal subjects as my children. My, Sardines! You be quiet.
It's even worse than I thought.
Child, you seem abreast of the times. Do you find the peasants revolting?
No, sire.
You help me defend Mother Russia?
It'd be an honor to serve underneath you, sire. Papa Tsar, the Mensheviks are at the back door, and the Bolsheviks are at the front door, and the Litvaks are waiting their turn.
Ha! Our armies will repel them. We'll spread their flanks and cut off their rear.
Cut off the rear sounds Greek to me.
Oh. And what does visionary madman Rasputin have to predict? If there are traitors in Moscow, then we must go and arrest them.
Ridiculous.
Hey, lady.
You ever seen anything like this?
Back my bottle. Come on. Hot in here. Thirsty.
No, no, no! That will never do. We must take a break. I must have time to compose myself. Break, everyone. 5 minutes.
Philpotts, I gotta hand it to you. You know that? Great job.
Well, you see, as promised, Cashbox, the declination of working capital will expedite your tax shelter lawsuit vigor. You've lost $250,000 on rehearsals alone. Monetarium deterioratum is the legal term for it.
Hey, listen, I can feel the dough slipping through my fingers right now. You kidding me? I'm home free. I beat the government.
Ha!
Mr. Quinn, how nice to see you again. I was just leaving the theater from a rehearsal of my starring role in Peace and War. I never expected to see you here.
Well, I like to take late night walks in the neighborhood.
Oh, well then I guess this is my lucky night, because I wanted to talk to you. I was so impressed by your knowledge in the restaurant that I said to myself, well, here's a man who can really help my daddy back in Trottsville. You see, he has a little trouble with the government agricultural subsidy program.
Well, listen, we're not here. Look, it's getting a little damp and cold out here. My place is right around the corner.
Nice place you got here.
Thank you. I do my best. You know, you wouldn't believe it, but the American people are the most wasteful people on earth. You wouldn't believe what they throw away. You wouldn't believe it. But everything in this apartment has been furnished from stuff I found in garbage piles in the neighborhood. Perfectly useful items, just like this, perfectly useful. You're just tossed away because of corruption in our society.
Yes, Mr. Quinn, but about my daddy's tax problem.
I am loyal to Mother Russia and the whole army. Whole division is my specialty.
I am a counselor to my people. I speak to them. I am not a sphinx.
I always knew something sphinx around here. Now I know.
Let's go home. Let's get out of here.
Go back to the second act? You must be crazy.
Absolutely the greatest art play of the century. You have to understand that we have just witnessed for the first time a truly new art form of the theater. Theater verite.
Oh, please. She's a famous critic on the rant.
Oh, really? See, underneath all the pathos is a comedy. You can't take the situation seriously. It's all a big joke.
You know, she's right. I think she's right.
It
was pretty funny.
Yes, come in, come in.
Oh, Susie, it's you.
Mr. Slavsky. The theater isn't what I thought it would be.
My child, what's upsetting you?
Well, to be truthful, I don't think the audience liked me in the first act.
Nonsense. It just takes a little time to warm up the audience. Wait till the second act. That's your big scene.
To me, Slavsky is the great American playwright.
Yeah, you're right. You're always right.
My pet, you know, it's a brilliant production. I can't wait to see the second act.
Help me get the moment.
Play being performed at this very instant at the Hysterium Theater. Send a patrol car, or make it two. Better yet, send a wagon.
What are you doing?
My name? Oh, Alvin Framertas.
Hear of their loyalty with my own ears.
Yes, sire. Oh, beloved Tsar of the brushes.
Oh,
Liquid
it is that kind of
sex.
Lawyer Phil Potts says you must invest in something doomed to fail. It will help you divest.
So what did you guys think of that? Sandy Gazette, she played Susie. Introducing, but Susie was only in 2 pictures her entire career, both 1982. She was also in Blue Jeans, which I'd never heard of. I went to check it out. And speaking of theme songs, it sounds like early Matt and Kim. It is just jamming during like a crazy animated back pocket of a blue jean. I skipped ahead and watched like a couple seconds of 4 different parts. Every part I stopped on had the theme song going. I think I'm gonna edit Blue Jeans. It always blows my mind when there's a huge production on 35 filled with just actors and actors and actors, and I've never even heard it referenced. So put that in your back blue jean pocket. Blue jean coming up. Blue jeans, plural. Now Sandy moved to the big city to be an actor. Should I maybe put that plot point in the beginning? Rod Pierce and Sharon Kane are the 2 people she meets up with at first, networking. He's the director, she's his assistant. Rod's name is Stanislavski. Do you like that? Like the Russian theater guy, Stanislavski? You could tell I'm not too cultured. Like the Russian theater dude, like I'm giving you a report from a telephone booth. Sharon Kane is a super cool woman, been in over 800 movies. I didn't know this. She's a composer. She has 54 titles to her credit that she scored. I never knew that. She was in Hot Lunch, which I don't like to talk about. When our computer crashed and I had to get a new Mac a couple of years ago, that was the main one that I just finished, so I don't want to ever start it over. She was also from Champagne for Breakfast and Blue Jeans. Pretty cool coincidence. I swear someday I will redo Hot Lunch. It's such a cool film. We got 2 lawyers, Ron Jeremy and Robert Kerman. Old Arbola. What can I say about those 2 that I haven't said before? We got Cannibal Holocaust and Debbie Does Dallas, always acting under Arbola, Robert Kerman. And then we have Ron Jeremy. People don't like him nowadays, and there's a Sublime song about him. I guess it's not about him. He's referenced in a Sublime song that I heard in the dorm rooms 8 million times. Those lawyers are working with Bobby Astyr, Mr. Cashbox. Bobby Astyr, always cool, always quirky, punk rock, Barbara Broadcast, a bazillion films. So Veronica Hart plays Tootsie Lamar. Amazing job at being a bad actress. I wish you could see her more in the clean version. She is maybe my new favorite person starting last week. We talked a lot about her during Outlaw Ladies because a couple days before Outlaw Ladies, she was in Private Schoolgirls and she was the pregnant basketball coach. Love her. 8 to 4, I deep dove into her. Actually more like a medium dive. R.I.P. Also in a bunch of cult films, not just adult films. Also a production manager. Medium Dive was a show we were working on. One of the times we got demonetized and I was just so flustered to do. Anyways, Medium Dive. Maybe it'll come back someday. We got a cool cameo from Tiffany Clark. One little quick scene. The meeting of the minds with the crooked lawyers, Mr. Cashbox. I know her from Pink Champagne. What do you know her from? What if we had a call and response? Hey, Pink Champagne, champagne for breakfast. We did them both. Classics, chic. Watch the clean versions here on our channel. And Samantha Fox, the star of Here Comes the Bride. Also in Outlaw Ladies. Production designer. I think she might be my favorite in the clean version. Veronica Hart is amazing as the bad actress. But Samantha Fox, from A Night to Dismember by Doris Wishman, she foils the plan at the very end when everyone's leaving during intermission, and she's the spinster. She's like, no. Look at the underneath. What's really going on? And everyone buys it and goes back in and loves the play. Foils the plan. I still haven't seen Blood Sisters yet. Last time we talked about Roberta, I went on a whole tangent about Blood Sisters. Do you want to know what a boutique label does? I'll give you a little errand. Go to the IMDb, Blood Sisters. I think it's 1987. Yes, it's 1987. And look at the trailer. That's remastered 35mm. Now go to YouTube. You can watch Blood Sisters for free. I'm not doing it because that is what the film looks like prior to the remastering. So YouTube, Blood Sisters, IMDb, Blood Sisters. Just watch the trailer because it's amazing. And then just go watch like 5 seconds of a scene and you'll be like, oh, that's what it is. Although a lot of you guys are film fans, such as myself, so you probably already know this. That about wraps that bad boy up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Still haven't heard back about Black Taboo 2. I'm a little scared that we're in trouble. But let's hope not. Once again, I appreciate you. If you made it this far, don't subscribe, don't like, don't share, just watch. Just watch. Have a fine old time, okay? We're a team.